Welcome to the Africans Talking Sports Podcast. This is episode 14, right? 14. I believe this is
Yes,
episode
14 it
14.
is.
Because we did 13 last week. As the number keeps
Yeah.
rising, we keep getting confused, but we okay. We okay. Episode 14. Today you got Al and myself. Big Scout is not here for some reasons he couldn't make it. So you had the two of us running the show today, bringing you your weekly fix. So today's show, we will go through similar to how we've done in the past shows, because we got the Champions League and then we got the last week's EPL. So we'll go through the Champions Leagues first, and then we'll go through the EPL in the second part of the show. So for the Champions League, we'll go through go through some notable games, talk about them, go through some scores, talk about where the table lies after match week 5, going into the last week, match week 6 for qualification to the round of 16. So it got some pretty tasty fixtures coming up on board, man, with the way the tables are setting up. So, I mean, we won't waste any time. We'll get right into it. Al, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. It's been a crazy weekend for me, but
Weekend
I'm
or
okay.
week?
Yeah, you can put it there. I mean, it comes from the weekend first, right? So
That's
yeah.
true. That's true. All right. Well, let's get right into it. The first game we will start with the review is the Manchester and PSG game that was 3-1 to PSG. So Al, you want to tell us a little bit of what you saw in this match?
That was the return of what's his name, Cavani. You know, the game started. It was a nice game, open game. Near my time, he opened the score. With some feet work on what's his name, Mbappe. He got that little thing he do. And then Nehemiah opened up the goal. Rashford came in. Rashford was active during the day, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Rashford was a little active during the day. He came in, he did his thing, and he pulled one back for the equalizer in the 33rd minute. Martial was being Martial up front for United. I mean, his shot rebounded. It was Rashford who came in, and made something off of it and scored a goal with the help of some deflection there. Martial had a big chance again. I think he had twice. I think he had 2 chances in this game that he should put away, and he flopped it. He just didn't do it. But Cavani, being when you experience, especially a decent striker or a good striker, and with the age, you still have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
He was unlucky. He had a very wicked shot that hit the bar, the top, and
the crossbar.
Yeah, it was nicely done because he actually measured the goalkeeper and sent it exactly just that inch over the goalkeeper and just went, lucky for him, crossbar held it back. So United was almost like they were cruising, at that point of the game because there was, some wave of attack. They were almost like, okay, you know what, maybe United is going to do what they did in the last time. But then again, how on Christmas they're back home in the daytime they had the cheering party. So apparently the cheering party was over and the grown folks party started and PSG ramped it up. And and Marquinhos came and put in a scrappy goal in the box. Marquinhos came in, hit it in there, and it was a little bit scrappy stuff. Fred. Mbappe had a run across the whole pitch, got in the box, decided to be a one-man show instead of just dipping the ball between the defender because he had a space to actually make the pass. He just didn't do it, and the ball ended up going. He ended up missing the goal. But right after that, what's his name? Rafael, another PSG player, Rafael did what Mbappe was supposed to do, and in the Neymar scored the third goal, the closing goal of the match, and that was. He kind of just went by the defender and sent the ball to Neymar, who just scored this other game.
Chelsea and Sevilla. Not gonna lie, I was afraid before the game. I was like, hey, the first game they played us tough. They're a good team. They're a very good team. So even though both of us qualified already from the group, I still want to top the group. So first off, I was kind of getting annoyed at Christian Pulisic because he being injured so much and he came back. He was like trying to make his name. How people be antsy and like not letting the game flow naturally with them. He had like two chances, not chances, but two counter attacks where he could have played and Kill Hustle the door to just basically score. He took on it himself like two times. Like I basically started yelling at the TV like, dude, come on, pass the ball. But then right after that, Kai Havertz like glided right through the midfield, playing like a soft lofted pass to Giroud. Giroud like pull it back with his right foot and wrapped it over the goalie left foot 1-0. So I'm like, okay, we in this. The same thing again. They played Giroud in again. So we took 1-0 to the halftime. So I'm like, hey, we need to put in a goal to to put this game away. Sevilla was playing. They were attacking our goal and stuff. But second half, Giroud did the same thing. They played him in. That goal was nasty. Basically, he like feeling like he was going to shoot the defender slit. He pushed the ball a little bit. Goalie came rushing out and he just chipped the ball over the goalie. And then we started dominating. We started dominating. You're not taking credit for this, man. Okay, let me finish talking about my team. We started dominating the game. Lampard made some changes. He made some changes. Brought in Conte, Ziyech, Mason Mount, a bunch of other people. You know the UCL guys. They still got 5 subs. So he brought them in, and then Conte of all people had a counter attack on the wings, and he played a beautiful ball for Giroud, and Giroud just like headed over the goalie. Perfect hat trick, right foot, left foot header. And then we got a penalty too. He caused the penalty, and he took the penalty, 4 goals. That was basically game. We just played the ball around. We dominated Sevilla. I was shocked, but I was happily shocked. The team is I don't want to get too confident, but the team is looking good, man. They're gelling. No. They come to and that for that being the second unit sprinkling with some first team players, they didn't lose their intensity, they didn't lose their shape, they didn't lose their formation. I was happy with what I saw. This game was very interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. RB Leipzig and Istanbul.
Yeah,
that game ended 4-3.
Yeah, it was one of those free flowing game. We saw some beautiful goals.
Yes.
Some like I don't know what they say. What they struck 3 times. Like the same type of goals. Yeah. So but the game, Istanbul surprised me actually. To be honest, there's not a team. I only got to know about these guys because I play with them. I manage them in PES. One of my war, managing various teams around the world. Mm-hmm. But let's start a game.
Leipzig.
I keep missing that name, man. I don't know
Leipzig.
how. But the Germans, the Germans. So the Germans start a game. They open the scoring. Was a deflected shot of the defender. The goalie couldn't do anything about that. It's like what when the ball.
Yeah, he was going one way.
He was going for it, and it just hit the guy, and it just went the other way around. My man Dembaba, you saw Dembaba with those skills, man. Like,
hey man, Dembaba scored the first game against Man U.
Dembaba had that little thing where he tracked the ball back, brought it in front, and then but he was on. If he had scored, that would have been a nice little goal. Actually, to be honest, he had a little bit of good skills on there. Then what's his name? Mukili, some kind of guy. Mukili, he scored. The second for Leipzig.
Leipzig, Leipzig, just in the Germans, bro.
I was just let me forget the name and just start saying the German. But he scored the second. The keeper was getting, he was flat-footed. The Istanbul came back, tried to they fought their way back in. They came back on the stroke of the half, and it was a beautiful curling, bending goal from the top of the box.
Yeah,
I think it was
good. That game had beautiful goals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Especially for the Istanbul guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy, at the stroke of the half, he came back with that nice bending curling ball from the top of the box and straight in the corner. Beat the goalkeeper. Put one back. Went for halftime. Came back again. The number 10 for Lisbon came close. I didn't know how that ball didn't go in. The one where the ball dropped right in front of him and the goalkeeper, and he tried to slide it in. And I don't know if. I couldn't figure if it hit the goalkeeper or not. I couldn't figure.
The goalkeeper had a touch on it.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, brushed on his body.
So he came close to scoring. He missed that, but later on, your boy Omo came for the Germans. He came and he scored a third for them. Some little bit amazing little move in the box. Scored a third for the Germans. But again, the boys from Turkish, not to be outdone by the German counterpart. Again, number 17 came back again, exactly the same goal as the first goal on top of the box. Again, he curved and bent that ball again straight into that same. Go ahead.
It actually clipped the bar a little bit, and it actually clipped under the bar and went in.
Was that the?
Was a free kick?
No, the free kick was the last one. I'm talking about the second goal.
Oh, okay.
The free kick was the last goal. Yeah, the second goal again was similar shot from on top of the box where he bent it again around the defense again, straight into that same bottom corner. That was the second goal. But then the third goal was the nasty free kick. And I don't know the guy. I think that's his specialty, man.
The way he kicked it, right?
Yeah. And the spot. It's the same like the range. It's the same area. And when
crazy.
when the free kick went there, I mean, he just one touch, he just whip it. And it just went, bam, hit on top the just kind of curl and hit on top the like you're saying,
like under the crossbar.
Yeah, the crossbar, and it just and drop in there and 3-3, just like that. Game on. It's anybody for the taking, right there. But again, the Germans, they're experienced in these CLs, so they came with a fourth goal again. Was a shot from on top of the box. But there's something about the ball though. I noticed that also it was not just in the Champions League, but in the Europa League, watching the Arsenal game today. But it seems like the ball moves so fast and it changes direction so quick. It's like it's just like almost like an all of a sudden type thing.
Hey, I don't know. These guys are professionals. They know how to. I mean, the one ball that I knew was like very stupid was that Jubilani ball. Remember that ball? I think it was either from South Africa. It was from one of the World Cups.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get rid of that ball because when you strike it was swerving a lot for just regular shots. But now you got players who can like hit knuckleballs that will move. A lot of people do it. Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Bruno Fernandes. Like a lot of those guys know how to do that. That's their specialty. Like Reece James, all of them do it. What's the other kid name from Liverpool? Alexander Arnold. He does that too. So those guys know how to do that, man.
The flight of the ball, though.
Yeah, they're not.
I was looking at it. I had to go back and look. I'm like, it goes crazy, and it's just sometimes it just changes direction so quickly and so fast. So
it's like they hit it. It's the way they hit it.
I guess
they can ping it around the valve where they where especially for free kicks and like penalties, they can set it around the valve. And I mean, I saw Amazing Man talking about that in one of the training videos. They can hit it, ping it around that valve, and then it moves. Like it go like dips a little bit.
Yeah, it was
the people practice their science, man.
I guess, but I was just like, I wonder if this is the reason for a lot. There's all these goals that people are scoring in these European games, Yeah, but that was a game, man. That was just that. It was a game of
that was a good game.
The fourth goal, by the way, for the winning goal for the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how the guy, when he got the ball in the box track, he had a little bit of skills on that track. He brought it back around the defender, and they kind of just
took it.
And took it in.
That was game, man.
It was, but it was a good, free flowing, attacking,
very good game.
Beautiful goal game, yeah.
Very good game. So yeah, we're moving into Real Madrid and Shakhtar Donetsk. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening in Madrid. These kids beat them back in Madrid. They came back with Mönchengladbach, had a good game, and then they came to play Shakhtar again. Like Shakhtar kept catching them on a counter. Like both goals were on a counter. The first goal, they took in the counter. Tyson pushed it in. Ferdinand Mendy tried to help. He came in the box and like basically played the ball. I don't know what Varane was thinking. I don't know. He didn't communicate with Courtois behind him. He basically like jumped out of the way of the ball and like turned his back. The kid was like very alert. He just pounced on it. Courtois came out, placed it in the goal. That was one goal. They kept playing back and forth, moving up and down. In like the 81st minute, Madrid was like pushing up for goal to cut him on the counter again. push the ball kid thing. Courtois like he was hitting in the other corner. Courtois had it near post covered. But the kid feeling like he was kicking in the far post and just like pinged it right to the near post. It was like in the first minute. That was like basically that was like pixels of the backbreaker. Madrid tried in attack. They tried some things, but it was very disjointed at the back. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on in the training room. I don't know if it's players. I don't know if it's coaching. But there's a lot of disarray in that camp nowadays. But we'll see how it goes. That group is shaping up to be fireworks for the last day because all the teams are like neck and neck. I saw the Madrid folks like cheering for Inter to win against Mönchengladbach. Well, Mönchengladbach can play, so that was a good game too. But that's how that one ended. But that group will be very, very interesting. That actually segues us into the Mönchengladbach.
I hope the ridiculous happens.
You know what the ridiculous? You want to go to Europa?
Hey man, that's what I'm saying. I hope the ridiculous happens. But
that game segues us into the Inter Milan and Mönchengladbach game.
And so I was just kind of jumping right into that. Like we're saying, man, like I was just thinking about like how times have changed, when Madrid need a win from an Italian team from Inter Milan to advance, to the knockout stage of the Champions League.
Sometimes it'd be like that, man. Sometimes it'd be like that.
I mean, it just tells you that what type of football is playing in Europe and how these little teams have becoming more of them, not just one. More of the little teams has really, really been a pest in some of these, bigger teams, rare end or whatever. But let's get into the game. The game, the score was open. Damien, hit a shot that Damien from Inter, kind of from a near post type of shot that went between the goalie leg, to open the scoring for Inter. The game was kind of a little bit of fast-paced game, both back and forth. Both goalkeepers had some saves. Especially, what's this guy? None is a good goalkeeper.
Is very good. He's underrated. They don't talk about him a lot, but he's a very good goalie.
I don't know why, but he's very good. He actually kept Inter in that game for a little bit of time in the first half before they kind of broke him and scored the first goal on him. But your boy Romelu Lukaku, the man will show you Manchester United what they're missing, man.
He scored both of his legs too, right?
Man, the man was active in that game. He was creating space for people. It was one play where he chested the ball and he just kind of chested down in front of the oncoming. I don't know who was the guy who was coming towards him, so he just kind of chested down, kind of midway without his big body. It kind of just opened a space for your man to run in and kind of whip a shot. A goal was, but Lukaku was active in the game. The first goal, became, and his goal was, I like how, when he in front of goal nowadays, he's kind of calm. He's not erratic like the United Lukaku.
No, it's big too soon. He still be missing some of those.
He do, but
in the Serie A. I mean, he's been scoring because he's a good striker, but he's still be missing some of those chances and like hitting the straight, like basically closing his eyes and hitting the straight at the goalie. Don't give him too much credit.
You see, the thing is, he's not. At United, he was too erratic on the ball. It's almost like there was this anxiousness to prove something. I don't know.
It's pressure, England, man, English press.
But apparently he's more. That's right. And apparently he's more comfortable in Milan now. So he takes his time on the ball at times, even if he misses, but he takes his time. And
also the team he's playing in, like Inter Milan, is stacked. The talent is all over that pitch.
Yeah, so he took his first goal, very cool. He scored. The second goal again was another cool, composed goal. Even though he pretty much was in no man land all by himself, and he had all the time in the world to score, and he did well with it. He talked it in very, very, very well. Alexis, what's his name? Alexis, another ex-United player. What's
Sanchez? What do you mean? You mean another? You don't know Alexis Sanchez today?
I don't know him. But another ex-United player, Alexis Sanchez. But before I go to Alexis, you saw what's his name? What's the boy name with the ball head, man? Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Fluffing his line right on the goal line and couldn't put.
Ashley Young be cutting his hair bald and he got a full head of hair. We saw that during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like his hair is like a full head of hair with like hairline and everything. I don't know. I don't even know why he be cutting his hair bald, but I guess that's his looks. That's his look.
Maybe that's just what he likes. That's just the haircut he likes, I guess. I'm sure Dringo got a full.
No, you don't. Don't do that. Let's keep it moving, dude.
But anyway, yeah. But actually, Young had a chance to kind of put what's the name? Pull Inter, ahead by 4 goals, but he missed it. He was on the line for some reason. He just couldn't get a ball in the back of the net, but he was right on the goal line pretty much. And that miss almost bite them in the rear because what's his name? Alessa Chances made a fool of himself and lost the ball right there. And those guys actually went and scored. And
VAR canceled it, right?
Yeah, VAR canceled the goal because it's saying, what's his name? Imbello was I guess interfering with the goalkeeper. They say he was offside or something like that, and they canceled the goal. But I mean, if that goal has gone in, I'm sure somebody would have been so pissed off at Alessa Sanchez. For doing that. But anyway, the game ended 3-2 in favor of Inter, and Madrid survived.
Yeah, making that group interesting.
Yeah.
The last game we're reviewing in this part of the review is we'll run through the other scores real quick, but the last game we're reviewing is the Bayern and Atletico game. That was, it wasn't much going on. Atletico scored first. João Felix, your dude who you were slamming, he don't stuff, man. He can play. The reason why he's not performing to your expectations is because the system he plays in Atletico defends a lot. They depend on a striker that's going to be linking the play and a focal point like Diego Costa or when Morata was there, stuff like that. But João Felix, like he took a beautiful goal. They hit it from the corner, hit it from the byline, basically not in the corner, from the byline. And he crossed the face of the defender and just like chipped it around Neuer. That was in there. Bayern had a penalty. It was a penalty. They had a penalty in the winning minutes of the game. Andres Miller kicked that penalty, and that was the tie game for that group. They've just been quietly doing their business as they've been. So that was for that. But to go through some scores, some other notable scores. Dortmund and Lazio play a 1-1 game. That was a pretty good game too. A 1-1 game. Barcelona beat Ferencváros 3-0. Dembele had a captain ban. Your guy, what's his name? The guy who left from Griezmann. Griezmann scored in that game too.
Well, yeah.
Juve beat Dynamo Kiev 3-0. Porto and City tied 0-0, and Pep started complaining again and talking about how the other coach was coaching and he was parking the bus, and the coach hit back at him. He was like, well, I guess he would feel that way and feel salty if he got that kind of team and he can't get a result. So that's why he would feel so. That was glorious for me. And anytime somebody giving it to Pep, I mean, I can enjoy it. Liverpool and Ajax
was there.
Yeah, Liverpool and Ajax win 1-0. So just to go over the tables and how things are setting up for that last day. Thank God we don't have to worry about drama on the last day. We qualified, we won the group. That's Chelsea won the group.
That's good enough for you, yeah.
Yeah, Group A, Bayern Munich is leading that group at 13 points. Atletico is second with 6 points. Salzburg behind them with 4. For the last game day. Group B, Mönchengladbach got 8 points. Shakhtar got 7. Madrid has 7, and Inter has 5. And that's going to the last day. Madrid got to play Mönchengladbach, and Inter got to play Shakhtar. So that would be very interesting. I'll be keeping my eyes closed on that group.
Telling you.
Group C, Manchester City, 13 points also. Porto is 10 points behind, and those both teams qualified already. Group D, Liverpool has 12. Atalanta got 8. Ajax behind them with 7. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Who are you playing in the final day?
Who's Ajax playing the final day? Let me double check and see. Match day 6. Ajax will most likely play. Let's see here. So Liverpool playing Michelin. So Ajax will play where is Ajax? Oh, Ajax playing Atalanta. That's a tough game for them.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
very
gonna be a
tough game
tough
for them.
game though.
Atalanta can ball. They can ball. So our group E, Chelsea, is on 13 points. Won the group. Seville got Sevilla got 10 points. They're second. Krasnodar beat Rennes the last game 1-0. That was they can play, man. They can rarely play. And Rennes can play too, but they can rarely play. Group F, Dortmund's leading that group with 10 points. Lazio is on 9, and Club Brugge got 7, surprisingly. Group G, Barcelona basically won all their games. They got 15 points. Juve got 12 points. They both qualified. Dynamo Kiev won, and the other thing for Faros. Group H. Now this is the group where it's gonna be lively. Manchester United is topping the group on goal difference. Yeah, with 9 points. Paris PSG got 9 points. Leipzig has 9 points.
Sure.
Yeah, all three teams got 9 points, and they're going into match day 6, which will be a
do or die.
which will be a lovely showdown. Man, you playing Leipzig, so it's like do or die. You it's like we not go home. I mean, man, you somehow man you can actually draw, and they can get through on goal difference. Yeah, so yeah, but Leipzig need a result, so it'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, that will cap it off for the first section of this. We'll be right back after a short break and get to the EPL reviews. Welcome back to part 2 of the pod. So as we stated to you guys in the first section, this section will be talking about the EPL, the past games this weekend. I just went by, and then we'll also talk about the upcoming, make predictions for the upcoming games and look at the table, how it stands as of match day 11 that's coming up. So we'll jump right off to it. I mean, I know this will surprise people, but Al got the Chelsea and Tottenham review.
I was surprised too.
Yeah, it's okay. The reason I gave it to you because you swore we couldn't defend. And that's why when you come here,
goodness.
that's why when you come here, answer for it by watching our defensive performance and watching how Tottenham play against us. Let's go. You got the floor, sir. You got the floor.
All right, so let's get into this game. It was a disappointment. Let me just start off. We thought it was going to be the game of the week, but it wasn't. It didn't live up to that. It was too cagey. The teams are kind of even in match, to be honest. That's. I mean, I think it was because I think it's just because of the tactics, the style of play. Jose came in that game not to win it. If that's based on how they play and how he lined up. I think he came in that game because he know where he was going. He know that you guys starting to fire, especially your attack is starting to pick up. So I think he went over there knowing that if he just breaks it all, it's gonna hurt him. So he set that team up to defend the whole game. And if you look at it, it was only Harry Kane alone up top, right? And then you had what's his name, the German kid, Hoiberg, and Sissoko sitting, protecting the defense, and everybody else lined up behind Kane, in the middle there. And even those guys who was a lineup behind Kane, they wasn't even moving forward. You didn't see Son. How many times you saw Son attacking in that game? Think about it.
And Spurs half line attack.
Exactly. So he came. That's what I'm saying. He came with that mentality. I think if you really pay attention, you guys were the only team actually trying to attack. You guys were the only team trying to do something up front in for majority of that game. So
they have few counter opportunities, but we kind of nullified it because it wasn't as rapid as it needed to be.
Yeah, and because everybody was staying in the position, not trying to be up running over the plays on counter. So that was just the instruction. I heard Jose talking about, oh, we're not happy. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. He said that. I'm like typical Jose talking about we're not happy. I'm like,
you're happy.
Yeah, you set up. Wait, but that's Jose for you, man.
But that's the game. Just talking about the setup just tells you what type of game it was, and how cagey it was, how the defensive manner of Jose Mourinho showed in that game very well. You guys, Chelsea attack. They tried their best, try to break through, but it just wasn't happening because everybody was pretty much behind the ball. The first half was pretty, I guess, nothing really much happening in that first half. It was kind of a little bit dull because of the defensiveness of the game. Second half, I think it Reece James had a cross to Tammy.
Not one. He had two
Yeah,
crosses.
two crosses that
Tammy,
he just
missed time.
Yes, exactly. So if he had tried to at least get on the end of one of those crosses, I think he would have trouble from where he was. I think he would have trouble Hugo Lloris. Yeah, but it just didn't work out for him. Ziyech also sky. There was a ball that came from Benchewell, and Ziyech kind of sky it from the top of the box. I think he was in the box when he skied that ball. What's his name? Mason Mount. Mason Mount had a very good. I think he was one of the players.
I thought it was going in.
Yeah, that was like the best shot of the whole game, if I'm not mistaken, in my opinion. And it didn't go. And Hugo he forced Hugo to make a save, and he made a last minute save and deny Mason. Mendy was called to work, I think, twice in that game. I mean, I'm talking about on a big scale where he made two big saves in that game. I think one was in the first half, and the other one was a cross in the second half from was it Son? I think it was Son who crossed the ball.
Yeah.
And I forgot who was there in the box, and Mendy had to come out. And
Mendy is like, I mean, the contrast. I mean, I'm not trying to slam Kepa because I mean the dude had a rough time, but just the contrast in goalkeeping and comfort, and the confidence and the way he's alert. Like Mendy does a lot of things that people think is easy, but if you're watching the game and you see how it's positioning, like where he positioned himself before a shot, where he lines up, where he aligns himself. That's why I mean, even though he's a big goalie, but that's what makes a lot of things look like a routine for him. But they're not routine saves though. Like if you look at it from like different angles.
So yeah, but he's proven to be a good goalkeeper so far. We'll see how how he do as the season progresses. Giroud, my big striker Giroud, he had an opportunity at the end there where
man. I mean, he didn't touch it well.
Yes, because those are the kind of goals that Giroud will score. Like in a situation like that. He tried. I saw what he was trying to do there. He tried to because he timed the keeper. He was trying to slap it over him.
That's the right thing. That's the only option he had. From the angle he was, that's the only option he had.
But the other part of that when I was looking at that is that I didn't think he was going to score, even if he had beat the goalkeeper, even if he had touched it, because I just thought it was a little bit too far off. Not in distance wise, but I mean the ankle was too. It was too. I didn't think it was going to
score. Yeah, enough. He had enough space. If he would have put it over Lloris, it would have gone there.
I don't know, man. It just seemed like it was going to hit the side netting or the post or something like that. From the ankle, I was looking between the goalkeeper. Even if you see where the goalkeeper caught the ball, the trajectory of that ball was going to the side netting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he just didn't touch it well. It was just not. He couldn't do the Giroud kick type of goal on that one. But I hope and I wish he had. At least tested Hugo a little bit more than he did on that. But that was an opportunity that kind of went by, and then minutes later, what's your boy named? Celso.
Yeah, Zuma kind of hit the ball to Celso.
Yeah,
missed past the ball.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And he stood on top of the ball. I was like, what is this dude doing? I kind of like, what are you doing? And Jose, you saw Jose face. He's like.
Oh, he thought I was gonna steal the game. But Mendy helped. Mendy helped with that.
he just, I don't know, he got confused. He was indecisive between passing and shooting. And at the end, I don't know whether he read a shot or passed the ball. I have no idea what he did, but he kind of blew that chance for them. But that was the game. That's how the game was. A lot of defending from Spurs, trying to just eke the draw at Stamford Bridge, which I thought was smart. You got to go and get the 1 point from the game that go either way. They could have lost that game. It was not a guaranteed win for them. So he did the best thing by trying to get the 1 point, go home, and try to win the games that are winnable. and I'm showing that I have the feeling that the London Derby is going to be something else. So I'm not even ready for that London Derby. So,
Y'all play them
yeah,
this
but
week, right?
yeah. So that's the
Okay.
game, man. That's the game in a nutshell.
All right. Next game we're gonna go to Southampton and Man U. So this is the game you're talking about. That why they put Cavani in the Champions League game. So this game started
Yeah,
out
yeah,
this
yeah.
game started out pretty good from a Southampton point of view. They scored a towering header from the corner kick. Bednarik like skied over everybody, headed it right through. It's a beautiful goal. Had a free kick. James Ward-Prowse came in, curled it in. I mean, he did all he could. He even like slammed himself into the goal post. They were up 2-0 and then got naive and thought the game was over. And Man U started plugging back. Cavani played in a pass to Bruno in the box. Bruno tapped it away home. Second play, Bruno had a shot from outside the box. The ball like the ball like rolled to him. He had a shot from outside the box, and the defender, instead of him like moving up, because everybody moved up to set the offside trap, everybody moved up. But then the defender went to mark somebody that was near a Man U player that was on the goalpost. So he played Cavani onside. When Bruno hit that shot and Cavani basically headed it in the bottom corner 2-2, I was like, okay, these guys are gonna lose this game because all the momentum was on Man U side, and exactly what happened. It was a beautiful run from Cavani. He was at the top of the box, and he made that darting run like right between both defenders. He made that darting run, they crossed it in there. He just headed it down. That was like classic Napoli El Matador to PSG in the early days, and that was basically game. That was, I mean, that's a rival team, but I actually I actually enjoyed the game. I actually enjoyed the comeback, but Southampton was naive, and it came back and bit them in the butt. But that was for that.
Okay, let me ask you something, see, because some people say, "Oh, why didn't Cavani start again?" I mean, I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, maybe that was just the right strategy. Maybe if Cavani had started again, he probably wouldn't have lasted that long to do that.
I mean,
And just because you bring an aging striker in when the other team defenders' legs are heavy, he's an experienced guy. He knows how to move,
but Cavani
and
still got enough though.
yeah.
He still
But
got enough in him. So I don't know if
this
it's
is
an
the
aging
this is the
point of
EP.
view.
Yeah, but this is a EPL. Sometimes you gotta the guy
Man,
come
I
from a.
I'll I will tell you what that is. That's
Go
Ole,
ahead.
man. That's Ole. Yeah, that's Ole. Ole be out there just be playing tic tac toe with his lineups. You got Marshall misfiring, right?
Hmm.
Why don't you play Cavani? And that's what he ended up doing. He ended up playing Cavani by playing Cavani with Marshall. You got Marshall misfiring. You got what's the other kid named? The kid that the English press put all this pressure on. Greenwood, Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had him in there for a little bit. Mason Greenwood was having a good game. He could have brought Cavani in earlier. Same thing he did in the Champions League where he said, "Oh, I thought about taking Fred off at halftime," but he left him in.
Maybe he got a call now.
Yeah, he left him in. He got a red card, and then this dude fixed his mouth to say, if Marquinhos was wearing a bigger boot, he would have been offside. Like his toes would have been offside. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what I
Wow.
said. That's what I said. Olivier, like Olivier gets
Wow.
it. And that's what he
if
did.
he
He got
if
he
he was
got
wearing a bigger boots,
yeah,
really?
his toes would have been offside on that goal that he scored. I was like, come on, man. So
Crazy.
that's the thing though. That's the thing. And that's what I'm saying. Um, you can't be guessing with your team like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can't be guessing with your team. If you play, you gotta play the best players you got to get you the result.
You
Hey,
know
he got
what?
he got lucky with Cavani. Cavani saved his bacon that game because they
Oh
was gonna
yeah,
lose.
there
They
was
were
no
gonna
yeah.
lose.
But you know what I think he needs to take Martial from playing up top, and he got Cavani now. Cavani is a tall striker. Let Martial play on the wings with the pace.
So where would you
And,
put Rashford?
oh damn, that's another thing I forgot about him.
Yeah, Rashford play that. I should play that wing. I mean, I
But I
don't
think
know.
I don't know because Martial don't seem like a guy who can play that role.
No much. What you mean? Like the lead
The
striker?
top, yeah. I mean, I think that's Cavani's
When
role.
Marshall was coming through Monaco Academy, he used to
Hmm.
play where
Yeah, that's
Rashford's coming
academy
off the
football.
left.
That's
No, 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 no,
academy.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about he came to the
Oh,
academy
oh, oh, oh,
playing for
okay.
Monaco themselves, like the first team. He was playing off the left.
Oh, okay. I
That's
think
how,
you're
that's how he
talking
was
about
playing. Kind of like how Terry Henry used to play. That's how Martial started coming. That's like he started making a name for himself. But then started playing down the middle. You know, EPL down the middle is kind of brutal, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be skillful. Man, Martial got skills. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but you don't have.
sometimes they're thinking quick on his feet. That's what
Yeah,
he got
that's
skills. He's a
one.
skillful
But
striker.
not just only the skillfulness, but you have to be kind of ruthless in front of goal when you're playing
Mhm.
over there. I don't think he is.
But that's the thing. Once you miss a few goals and your confidence take a little dip, that's where the struggle starts. But that's
But so with Cavani, don't you think then he need to utilize his pace on the wing and put Cavani in the middle to get at the end of some of those crosses, some of those aerial ball that comes in there.
well as the Man U people, and I'm a team. I don't care. He can put goalkeeper up top. That's fine with
That's
me.
not your team, man. I
That's
hear you.
fine with me. Yeah, he's going to jam up Rashford space though. If you try
I
to
was I don't know.
you
Yeah, I
gotta put
forgot what
Martial there,
Rashford was.
especially with the formation that they play, with the midfield that they play. They play
Yeah.
like
What?
three in the mid. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, let's move on to. I know you're not ready for this, but we gotta talk
No.
about it though.
Let's go to the City game first.
No, 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 no. We're not going to say the game first. We're going to Arsenal versus Wolves. This game, everybody was a big Scott had all the confidence in the world saying Arsenal gonna smash them. You were more cautious. You said, hey, we'll draw the game. When I said Wolves will win 2-1, I said I was mad because he said we couldn't even. I was like, no, it's just the way I'm calling the game because I saw how Arteta played against Leeds and how you play against smaller teams and Wolves can string together some passes. So I don't know. It's kind of hanging in balance, but go ahead. Give us your take on this.
B. Scott. I don't know where he sometimes get his confidence or some of his prediction from when it comes to Arsenal. Remember when I mentioned on the show that right after the international break, and I said that I'm not even sure of how we're going to do against Leeds United, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't do well coming off an international break.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened. Now coming into because I told him, look, the Wolf games, the Spurs games, let's just forget about it.
So you just giving up without playing the
no,
game? Don't you play
look,
to win the game?
I'm looking at the coach. I look at what he's been doing, and I've been saying it to you guys. I don't think he's it.
So what's the solution? Get rid of him?
But you cannot get rid of him at this juncture.
Okay.
I think my thing is just keeping there and just because if you don't get him to attacking midfield, I don't know what we're gonna do because he doesn't play to his game, his style is not. There's no forward movement in most of it. I don't know. It's just I really don't know, Ty. It's kind of a crazy situation we find ourselves in, but I'm hoping that the team do something in January. The game, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the game. Arsenal did what Arsenal's been doing, and we lost the game. I think Gabriel was brilliant in that game. He did all he could, and we talk about this whole defense. This whole Arteta defense, stabilizing the defense thing, and I brought up the thing last week and asked this question: don't you think his personality and basically like no is this and that? Well, if you had taken Gabriel from that game yesterday, it would have what was it Saturday? It would have been brutal. And that's just the fact. He made a lot of stuff. Even the second goal from when he was the only guy who attempted
to stop it, but the guy dipped it over his leg.
Over him, nobody else did anything over there. So just imagine if he wasn't there, it would have been brutal. This whole thing about Arteta defense thing, I don't even know if anybody's gonna even be talking about it. It's just, I'm telling you, some of the personnel is closing and covering some of the cracks in some of these areas. The fact that he had everybody playing that line. That's just pretty much one of the things that reducing the goal tally. But the thing is, how long can these players keep doing that and the fatigue set in and the goal starts to come? That's the only thing. Like nobody moving forward. So you got if you look at the game, who played number 10? That's why when I say it's the coach, people say, "Oh no, Arteta." Why will you play Joe Willock as a number 10 in that game when you need a victory? He's a young kid. Yeah, he might have played there before, but that's not his natural position. He's a center midfielder who roams between defense and attack.
So who your guys are number 10 though? Like right now.
Right now, there's the thing. Let me just put it this way. Emil Smith Rowe, his natural position is attack. He's an attacking midfield player.
Does he get game time?
No. But who fought is it? Yeah, I know he was injured, but he's been playing for the under 23 team, right? You could have sometimes you have to bring somebody.
So wait, you complaining about Joe Willock playing as a young kid that you need a victory, but you want to put under 23.
No. The point I'm trying to make is this: if you don't have nobody to play the position, and you're going to play a youth player, a young player, right? Play a player that is natural in that position. At least he will try to do something because that's his position. Don't play a player who's not naturally fit for that position, especially a young player. You got to remember Willock and Rowe, they're all part of the same class coming in. Smith Rowe came in, he played brilliantly, he went out on loan and everything, but it's just that he got injured, so he was out for a bit, but he's been back. So if you don't have nobody, bring a player, and he's a gifted player. He's a talented little player. Bring him. He doesn't have to play 90 minutes, but just bringing him to have that insurance on the bench, just in case. Even if you start Willock and it's not working for him, right? You put him there. But then here's the other thing. Why did we say let's re-sign Ceballos? What was the reason for re-signing him? Because we thought, right, he was the only option that we had for that position, right? The closest thing, like a number 8/10 type, the closest thing to a person who will move the ball forward, right? But what do? You play him in the center midfield along beside Xhaka, and then you put Joe Willock ahead of him. Why did you put Sabella and say, you know what, try to do the best and try to distribute the ball? Why not? But you talk him beside Xhaka out there not doing anything on the pitch. He out there screaming at everybody else but himself. So how can people, B. Scott and other people, keep saying it's not the coach? Come on, just a simple lineup. You see, that's why I keep saying Arteta is not it. The teams, his decision making, the place he put players. He has this little triangle thing that he does on the flanks. Like you always see, if you watch how we play, there will all be 3 players on the sideline. That's why most often you phone in that game. What's the name? Traore was killing that. What's the kid in Eternity all day long?
Traore can kill anybody. Traore be killing everybody though.
That's what I'm saying. You play against a big guy. I mean, I don't know. He probably didn't know how the lineup was going to be, but there's a possibility there. And the kids suffer, man, because
the dude is just not fast. He's fast and strong. That's a double-edged sword.
And that's why the kid Journey kept being. For most of that game, Journey was actually in the middle of the pitch, and not really. He had to keep running back all the time, and most of the counter attack from Wolves that he was not even. The defense was always 3 short because he was not there.
Why was he in the middle of the pitch?
Because Traore kept dragging him. The goal. Remember the second goal Wolves scored?
Yeah.
It was Traore again on him. He couldn't even handle Traore again in the middle because I think Traore fell, but he passed the ball before falling in the middle. But Journey was right there with him. And the rest of the defense kept guarding. Was it Neto? Was it name? Pablo Neto? What was Neto?
Yeah, Neto.
The rest of the defense kept dressing back while Neto kept driving the balls and they kept dressing back until Neto came on the top of the back and blasted in. Lando tried to save it, but the rebound just it just happened that way. But that's just the game. That's what I'm telling you. It's like the midfield is left pretty much isolated on Arteta. He plays these pocket triangles on the side, on the flank, and stuff like that. So that's where most of the players are. So if you look at most of our games and you look at the graph, it's like it almost like it goes like this and then like this and like this because the triangle makes a little wing on the side. But the midfield is always flat. There are times where there's somebody sitting, whoever sitting in the middle there, that person don't normally touch the football. It's almost like he's in isolation. So those are some of the things I explain why people like Aubameyang don't get service and like I said, don't get service and stuff like that. A lot of people was blasting Aubameyang in this game, and I'm sitting there like, he's not putting effort and this and this. I'm like, Do you
Okay, my
realize?
man. I know you're
No, no,
having a
no.
whole
Hold on
vent.
one
I know you're having a
second.
whole venting
Do
session.
you?
We gotta
This is the
get
last
to
one.
the
But
thing
I'm
of the
like, do
game.
you realize that this man has to, from the beginning of the game, he has to go in the box, defend in the box, run in the midfield, get the pass in the midfield, flick it over to the flank, then run up front, and then he won't last. He
That's
gets
your
tired.
coach. That's
But
your coach, bro.
yeah, but that's the game, man. That's
All right. I won't add anything on it because you took up like you had your vending session to go.
it's
It
hard,
seemed like
man.
there's a weekly thing
With
with you
Arsenal, it's
with
hard.
you guys.
It's hard when it comes to
Let's
Arsenal. It's hard for me to not vent, man.
let's
It's
move
just
on to the next game. This was a shocker.
oh,
Fulham got the first win of the
oh
season
yeah, man.
against Leicester City.
Of all people.
Yeah, Fulham gave Leicester a taste of their own medicine, basically. They scored on a counter. The first goal. Nice counter. Fofana was trying to play the offside trap. They wrapped it right around him and Lookman pushed the ball in the box, wrapped it around the goalie, and then they had a penalty too in the second half. I mean, it was a soft penalty, but it was a penalty. Christian Fuchs did have contact on the defender. They cleared that through VAR, which it was the right choice, and they scored that penalty. Leicester came back in the game and pulled one back late to Harvey Barnes. Jamie Vardy like laid it off for him. He took a nice shot in the top corner, and that was that game. But Fulham, I don't know how they did it, but hey, they got the win. Don't take
I
anybody
know
for
I was surprised. I
don't
was
take
shocked.
anybody for granted, but they got the win, man. They got the win.
I was shocked.
So what we'll do here? We'll take another pivot because we still gotta go through the predictions and stuff for next week. So we'll just run through some scores real quick. So some scores we have for the games that were played last week. Leeds United won Everton 1-0, late goal that is scored from outside the box. West Brom beat Sheffield United 1-0. Our academy kid Conor Gallagher scored that goal from outside the box. Newcastle, we also talked about this last week. Newcastle won the game against Crystal Palace with some, especially the second goal was fluky. West Ham beat Aston Villa 2-1. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Aston Villa been getting unlucky. Of all people, they're missing Ross Barkley. I don't even believe I'm saying that, but they're missing what he gives to the team. And I'm serious, man. The Hurahan guy that got in there, he's not doing what Ross Barkley was giving them. So and then Brighton and Liverpool, they tied 1-1. Diego Jota scored a beautiful goal, like dragged the whole defense and placed it in the end corner. The defender kind of had a leg on it, but it went in. And then last minute, I know Klopp was going to have a fit up of this, but it was a penalty. It was a penalty. The defender kicked Welbeck's leg. Welbeck had a delay reaction to fall in the box. It's kind of funny, but it was a penalty, and I knew Klopp was going to go crazy. Klopp started going crazy in the press conference. I was just like, okay, this is going to happen. And Man City found the mojo and smoked Burnley 5-0. It was the mojo, man. Hey man, you have Mahrez running riots, going hat-trick and all that kind of crazy
It's Burnley, stuff. Man. Burnley's been very poor this season.
You said it's Burnley, but Fulham. Leicester said it was Fulham, and Fulham won 2-0. Yeah, so that's how that's how it's looking, man. We'll take a look at how the table stands as of right now in the EPL. Tottenham, of all people, is topping the table with 12 points out of 10 games played. Liverpool's behind them. Tottenham leading on goal difference. Liverpool's on 21 points as well as 21 points. Chelsea's in third with 19 points. Leicester City has 18 points. That's the top four. From 5 to 10, you got West Ham, Southampton, Wolves, Everton, and Man U and Aston Villa. City's in 11. I don't know where Arsenal is. I'm not going to look down that far.
Don't try to look. I think we're 14. I think we should be 14.
I'm not going to look down that far. But
we're 12, and Pablo said, "Oh, when I got 12, now we're 14."
Yeah, well, we got some tasty fixtures coming up this week. As we know, the London Derby is coming up again. I know you're not looking forward to it, but we're looking forward to it. For a neutral, it's always good to look forward to those games. When it's your team in it, you're sweating bullets. But we'll just run through this and give our predictions real quick. Okay, I hope you're ready. I hope you're not going to work on this. So first game we got Burnley at Everton. Yes, what you got for that?
I'll go. Everton's gonna win this game. I'm gonna go with a 3-0 scoreline for Everton.
Ooh. All right, I'll go 2-0 for Everton. And we got Man City and Fulham.
Man City and Fulham. City's gonna win this game. I see City winning. Let's say they're not. I don't think it's gonna be that high of a flying, but I'll go with 2-0.
I'll go with 3-0 for City. And we got West Ham and Man U. That should be a good game. That should be a good game.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Hammers will put up a little bit of fight. I'm gonna make Boko mad, and I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win to West Ham.
Ooh. I'm going to go the opposite way. It'll be a 2-1 win to Manchester United. And we got after that we got Chelsea and Leeds. these fast-paced running kids, man.
You know what? I think you guys gonna win this game. I think that running game they got to be careful with in this game because you guys, the chance and in those space, you guys will hurt them. So let's say I'm going with 3-1 to Chelsea.
Oh, that was right on the head because that's the same scoreline I had, 3-1 to us. Leeds will cause some trouble with the way they play, but our passing, as if we pass the ball as fast as we usually pass it, and the way Leeds plays expansive, they will kind of get diced through a little bit too. We're leaving a lot of pockets open like that. So we'll go to Sunday where we got West Brom and Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace has kind of been it's a tough one though. I'm gonna go with a 0-0 draw. I'm not too sure on this one.
I'll go with 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Sheffield United and Leicester City.
I think Leicester will bounce back from the slumber against Fulham, but it's not going to be an easy one. So I will go with 2-1 to Leicester.
Oh, okay. I'll go 2-0 Leicester. Sheffield's been disappointing, man. I'll go 2-0 to Leicester. We have Liverpool and Wolves. Oh, so Diego Jota playing against his old team.
Yeah. Wolves, this is going to be not an easy war for Liverpool. I will go with a 1-1 draw. I just don't think it's going to be that much in the air.
That'll be good for us, but I'll go with Liverpool. Wolves lost that talisman in Raul Jimenez. I hope he's doing okay from his brain.
He's leaving the hospital. I think next week.
Yeah, he had a skull fracture with that head collision he had with David Luiz. I don't even know how to put David Luiz back in that game, but
yeah, I forgot I didn't talk about that.
I think Liverpool will win this game 2-1. All right, let's go Brighton versus Southampton.
Brighton and Southampton. I will go with Brighton too can surprise people though. Let's say 2-1 Brighton. Southampton been playing, but it's.
I'll go with Southampton on this. They gotta be angry from that last game. I'll go with Southampton 2-1. And the last game for I left this last so because the delicious one, Tottenham and Arsenal.
I'm so ashamed to say this. It hurts me to say this, but
don't do it. Spurs, don't do it.
It's man, it's a painful type of thing. But you know what? How painful it is. I see these men running some ranks, but I'm gonna just be a little what we call dry face and just say Arsenal is going to win this game 2-1. I'm just gonna say that. So, yeah, I'm saying it with a little bit of faith. I don't even know if I'm even saying. You know what? I'm saying it with no faith at all. But hey, I'm just
London Derby. I mean, that's the way I want the result to go because it will benefit us.
Yeah,
but I'm seeing a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw. Yeah.
You better man than me.
I'm seeing a 2-2 draw. Yes, so that's it for today. We'll see how the weekend games go. You got anything to say going out, Al?
Well, I hope that the football goes power on us this weekend. That's what I can say, man.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll have Big Scout back next week, hopefully. And until next week, we see you.